Got a question. How many of you right now are filthy freaking rich? How many of you have been made rich because of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and what the market's doing right now? How many of you? How many of you right now are answering and saying, no, I didn't get freaking rich? And why? I want to know why. What did you do different? What did you do wrong? Did you sell too soon? Did you put yourself in the wrong position? Because I know too many goddamn people that have made a crazy amount of money off of cryptocurrency, not off of Bitcoin. Very few people that I know, I mean, literally a handful of people do I know that made massive amount of money off of Bitcoin because they had substantial amounts of it, okay? And of course, I'm not that lucky to have that much Bitcoin to become a billionaire. Me, honestly, I'm not making my money right now off of Bitcoin. I'm making my money off of these altcoins. Yes, and altcoin season hasn't even started, hasn't even really kicked in. That being said, I'm going to give you guys two dates that you need to be watching out for that can change the entire flow of where money's moving right now in the cryptocurrency space. The first date is January 20th. The second date is February 8th. Okay, I will break down the significance of both these dates and why you need to be paying attention to these dates and how they could potentially impact what's going on right now. I will go ahead and say this. It's going to mean everything or it will be nothing, okay? But it's go ahead. It's good to have these dates on your calendar. Now, also, I want to talk about scarcity really fast. I know I keep hearing this argument about Bitcoin hitting $400,000. This was first mentioned last month by Guggenheim, and the argument hasn't gone away. Everyone's talking about a $400,000, $100,000 Bitcoin because of scarcity. I know I've touched this topic before. I need to touch it again because I can't get any satisfactory answers, anything tangible, any proof, anything that satisfies my concern about this next topic. But before we dive into that topic, make sure you smash that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. I mean, smash that button. Come on, don't be shy. Break that damn thing. But getting into that article, the $400,000 Bitcoin is based off this guy right here, Scott Minerd, or Minerd, however you say his name. I'm sure I'm bombing the shit out of it. But he says Bitcoin should be worth $400,000 based off its finite supply and value compared with gold. Guggenheim Scott Minerd told Bloomberg on Wednesday. Our fundamental work shows that Bitcoin should be worth about $400K. Okay, great. Because of its scarcity, because of the fact, yes, there is a limited amount of code-based Bitcoin. When this article was written, the price of Bitcoin is actually worth $22,497, by the way. Kind of interesting how fast the price has moved. But code-based Bitcoin, there's a limited amount. And there's many numbers out there, but one number that's very common is 25%. 25% being the number of the total available supply of Bitcoin that has been lost from error, wallets getting thrown away, so on and so forth. All right, so it is scarce. But here's a problem. And I know I brought this up before, but I'm still not getting any clear answers on this. I look nearly every single day for a solution, an answer, someone to give me some guidance on where this is going to go. Institutions are buying Bitcoin faster than they can be mined, buying more Bitcoin than is available in the OTC market, and buying more Bitcoin than is necessarily available for sale right now in bulk buys. We're not talking little small buys. Bitcoin is so expensive right now that the average retail investor is not buying multiple Bitcoin. They're buying fractions of Bitcoin right now. So the exchanges right now aren't really trying to cater to those big purchases. But here's something I want you to think about. Yes, there's Bitcoin in reserves on every exchange. Every exchange has reserves, but they don't sell them. They are simply reserves. But there not being enough Bitcoin for these major transactions, how are they satisfying this demand? The answer is paper. There's a pretty robust paper Bitcoin market out there. Is that $400,000 price prediction? What I want to know is he factoring in the paper Bitcoin market? How does a paper Bitcoin market impact the price of Bitcoin long term? What happens if they start selling this paper Bitcoin and there's more paper Bitcoin in existence than there is physical Bitcoin? What if we run into that dynamic? What happens? How does that impact us? I'm really curious. If any of you have the answer or the resource, some place or a place of reference where we can get some clarity on that, please, I invite you. I know I bring this up a lot. I'm still seeking answers on this because I'd love to see a $400,000 Bitcoin. I'm just not so sure it's going to happen. Now, before we get any farther, something else that I'm going to bring up today is 3 coins that I know for a fact are going to go 100x, and I'm being conservative. 100x coins that I'm going to share with you that you need to keep your eyes on. I'm not saying go buy them. I want you to be aware of them, okay? If you don't like them, fine. But at least I put this information out there for you. So let's touch up real fast on a little bit more news, and we're going to dive into those 3 coins that I'm telling you guys do not need to sleep on. Something I always find funny about Bitcoin and massive price movements is Coinbase and connectivity issues. Every time you see Bitcoin really taking off, you would think they've had enough service interruption or connectivity issues to where this wouldn't even exist anymore. But you know what? Bull market problems, people. Bull market problems. And is it a good problem? Is it a bad problem? Does it impact the price of Bitcoin? Does it slow sales? I don't know. But I got to tell you what. Bull market problems are some of the best problems. And considering that Bitcoin broke 40K weeks after shattering 20K, if Bitcoin were to break 60K in a few weeks, what would happen to Coinbase? Like, how high would Bitcoin have to go for Coinbase to get completely shut down? I'm really curious. I wonder how much they can handle. I mean, this is a good sign. This means a lot of people are going in there and buying more Bitcoin. Another question for you. Is it foolish right now to buy Bitcoin at these all-time highs? Would you go right now and spend $40,000 on one Bitcoin? I'm curious. Comment down below and tell me. Would you do it? All right. So before we dive into those 3 coins that I know is going to make everyone a lot of money, let's talk about the 2 dates that you need to keep your eyes on. First one is a CME announces Ether future contracts. This was announced on the 16th, about 3 weeks ago. Something that you need to consider. December 17th, 2017 was the day that the CME futures went live for Bitcoin. The day it was announced, the price of Bitcoin started making massive moves. Now, there was a little bit of a delayed trigger, and all of a sudden just took off, went parabolic, went crazy, okay? This was due to the announcement of the CME futures contracts coming live. Everybody thought this was the moment Bitcoin was going to hit $100,000. It was going to go crazy, and everyone was going to be multimillionaires, and everyone was going to have Lamborghinis, and everyone was going to be living on the moon. We're at that situation again. So February 8th is the date that these contracts will go live for the CME for Ethereum. Okay. My question to you is, what happens? Is it going to be history repeating itself? Are we seeing the same exact dynamics happening, and how will this impact the price of Ethereum? I suspect, okay, this is me and in my mind, I could be wrong. I suspect the CME contract will crash the price of Ethereum. I don't know how low, but I do suspect a lot of people will start selling off around that time, and there's going to be a lot of profits. Massive amount of profits, and I believe a lot of those profits will start rolling in the altcoin. I believe something like this can trigger an altcoin season. We saw something like that happen in 2018 when everyone was starting to sell their Bitcoin from the CME contracts crashing the price. We saw the Bitcoin money flowing in the altcoins. The altcoins had a little bit of a pump, and then 2018, the rest of it went complete freaking bear market. So time will tell. Time will tell. So make sure you mark that date in your calendars. You keep observing it. Study your history of the CME futures contracts with Bitcoin. If you're new to the space, it's December 17th, 2017 is when it went live. It was announced about a month and a half before. Okay, so I'm telling you guys, be careful with this. Not saying this is gloom and doom, because I mean, there's a lot of new money in this space. So this can mean nothing, but just in case. Second date is going to be January 20th. January 20th ends the public comment phase for the new FinCEN laws that were put out there by the U.S. Treasury. These were midnight freaking regulations that rolled out, and basically what this is going to do is require every crypto wallet, including your ledgers, your MetaMask, your phone, anything of any one of these wallets that will interact with an exchange will have to be KYC'd before you can send your crypto. Now, question is how is this going to impact Bitcoin or the market? Nobody knows yet. Nobody knows exactly the criteria required for past KYC in the AML. Nobody knows how much of a headache or pain in the ass this could potentially be. But I can tell you that after the public comment period, that this regulation is set to go live. Be active. Nothing is going to get in the way of these new FinCEN laws. Okay, these laws actually turn cryptocurrency into a financial surveillance system. You have people like Jack Dorsey over here who have spoken against this. It will move crypto users offshore. It will cause people to create offshore entities to handle and manage and trade their cryptos. I mean, you get what I'm saying? That there is a loophole there. People can set up entities somewhere in one of the Caribbean, Bahama Islands, and go ahead and have that entity have custody of their cryptocurrency, handle the trades, and whenever they cash out, they're sending their USD, USDT, whatever it is, to the American citizen, kind of bypassing the whole regulation aspect because that wallet isn't dealing with an exchange, whatever it may be, however it's done. But that's basically what's going to happen. And Jack Dorsey's trying to warn off against that. Like, why waste our time with this? Why waste our time with this? Why would we sit there and hinder this progress? It's stupid. So I'm telling you guys, mark that date in your calendar as well, January 20th. I don't know how fast from the point that the public comment is closed to the when it goes into effect. But because of the fact that Steve Mnuchin is putting this out as regulation, okay, it does not need to be voted by anyone. If he was trying to put this out as a law, then it would require votes. But because of the fact he put this out as regulation, it requires 0 voting. So from what I understand and have been told, that on the 20th, this thing goes live. The very same day that there's a change of power of administration, and there's very little anyone can do to stop it. So let's see what happens. Make sure you mark those 2 dates on your calendar. Okay, now let's talk about this gold, these things that I know are going to make you guys a shit ton of money. First one is Euler. You cannot buy this coin yet. This coin is not yet out in market. They're still doing their sales. I think they're doing private 1, private 2. I've been trying to do my best to dive into this and dig into this and get you guys as much information as possible. It's really tight-lipped. They're not letting just anybody get into this sell. But the reason I'm sharing this, and I know that most of you guys will never make it into this sell. I won't make it into the sell. But the thing is, I'm so confident in what these guys are doing. And this product is so unique and so needed, especially with DeFi and so much ERC20 building happening right now with the DeFi space. This product right here is going to be huge. Blockchain native derivatives, hedging gas and network shocks. Hedging freaking gas, guys. Think about how big of a deal that is for your freaking DeFi world. And if you want an idea of how big DeFi is, let me show you. TVL, total value locked in the DeFi ecosystem, is $21.84 billion, guys. This thing has only come to life, basically in mid-2020, somewhere around there, and it's already a $21 billion TVL. That's not a joke. That's some serious shit right there that you guys should not be sleeping on. Now, I will put a link down below to this Medium article for Euler Network so that you guys can get a breakdown of exactly how it works. Now, this stuff right here is pretty heavy, okay? The language is pretty heavy. The applications are pretty heavy. Not everyone will maybe understand it the first time you read it. I suggest you do some reading, read it multiple times, do some research so you can get a grasp on how Euler works. But I know for a fact Euler is going to be a heavy hitter. And the day it actually goes public, I don't feel like this is a bad buy on the public sale. I myself will be buying this when it goes public. Seriously, when it goes live, I will be buying some of this. I'll probably wait for some of the seed and private guys to go ahead and sell off first. Every coin has that. It's called profit pooling. Try to time a good entry for myself. I'm not going to try to time the bottom because no one can predict that. But buy it, and I'm telling you what, I won't be disappointed with this. I know I won't. The other one is Marlin. I've mentioned Marlin multiple times, okay? And let's put it this way. Everybody's trying to compete with Ethereum. So many goddamn Ethereum competitors out there. Makes no sense. I don't know why we're doing that. I don't know why people are going that route. Marlin provides a layer 0 solution. Why not create an interoperability? Why not create a situation where everyone can work together? Why not make things much more simpler, cleaner, more efficient, instead of creating all this garbage and shit that we're just not going to use? That's the truth. Ethereum is the king. That is the God's honest truth. I don't care. I like Polkadot, and I don't care how big Polkadot gets. It will take a lot of work for them to take the market share away from Ethereum. A lot of work. Not saying that can't be done. The likelihood of a lot of these projects going from ERC20 over to Polkadot, kind of iffy. Or even with ADA Cardano. There's a lot of options out there. All I'm saying is there's no point in trying to compete. Why not work together? Marlin provides that. The team behind it is freaking excellent. The people that are making this stuff happen are excellent. I just can't emphasize how much that Marlin needs to be in my portfolio. How about that? It's in my portfolio. And I add a lot of Marlin to my portfolio quite frequently whenever I think it's a good buy. So that's just me sharing that with you. You don't got to buy it. You can ignore it. Completely ignore it. But again, I can promise you, by the end of this year, Marlin is going to be a monster. Now, the last one I'm sharing today, keyword is today, I got more magic I'll share later, is Prosper. Predictable outcomes. Prosper is a short-term non-custodial prediction and hedging platform based on the Binance Smart Chain. Now, this bad boy right here caught my attention because of how much Binance support it has gotten. Predictive technologies are a big thing. Predictive technologies are constantly growing and always in demand. The things that exist today do have some problems. They're only crypto oriented, they're not customized, not engaging, no fiat gateway is built in one chain, not user friendly, and lack liquidity. These guys right here, the most important thing I can tell you that they did, the one big change that they did compared to all the other predictive markets and predictive technologies out there, is it's retail oriented. That's always been my biggest hang up with a lot of these other predictive solutions, is the fact that they're not retail oriented. Especially now, it seems like their products being made are less and less retail oriented. These guys right here are making sure that it is usable by everybody. Therefore, community can be much larger. So you got a big powerhouse like Binance behind it. They're making it to where they can grow a huge ass community, utilizing a technology, a product that a lot of people desire right now. I mean, this is some pretty heavy hitter shit right here. Now, they also got good architecture. Look at the architecture for yourself. I'm very pleased with how it works. Chainlink is going to be their Oracle provider. So them being involved with Chainlink, I can tell you this. These guys right here are going to get plenty of community support. They're definitely going to get a lot of the Link community because of the technology and the fact that this is a Binance Labs thing too. I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna tell you right now, the recipe is good. The soup on this is gonna be good. I'm gonna add one more thing. I'm gonna add the cherry to the dessert of this bad boy, and that is the prediction insurance right here. They're gonna have an insurance fund for the predictive technologies over here. At the moment, the reward distribution is 15%. Big deal. You see, DeFi is actually modeled after insurance. It really is. We have the perfect structures for insurance protocols. Everybody actually does. These guys know it. They recognize it. Adding an additional layer of protection for traders with the prediction insurance and making sure that their tokenomics model is structured the right way to keep that insurance pool funded. I mean, damn. I absolutely just damn. This is something that I feel through the course of this year is going to do extremely well for those who get involved, even if you don't get involved in the sell. I know that they have a sell going on right now. Not sure when it closes. Again, it's something I missed out on. And now, something else I want to put out there. I'm not sponsored by any of these. Nobody paid me for Euler, nobody paid me for Marlin, and no one paid me for Prosper. Okay, these are unsponsored, me sharing with you kind of deal. I'm telling you right now, when it comes to Prosper, do the research for yourself. This bad boy right here, even at the public level, again, when it hits exchanges, it's probably going to get sold off into a little bit. Everyone pulls profit, but I feel confident enough for myself to buy this bad boy off the exchanges when it does list. Now, I do have a fourth coin. I have a fourth coin that I wanted to include in this video, but I'm unable to because of the fact I have to wait for the public announcement. And this is something I actually was able to learn about pretty damn early. I'm excited about this. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is a game changer, this next one, the fourth one. I won't be able to do a video about it until either the 19th or the 20th. But the moment that I can share this next one with you guys, I'm going to be one of the first ones to get in there. I'm going to tell you what, this fourth one right here is, I have to say, I can't say which one would be the best. I really can't say, but if I was hard pressed to tell you which one I think everybody should get their money into, or which one I think would be the safest or the most satisfying, or the one that I think would have the most community drive, it's probably going to be this fourth one. I do feel like all the rest are going to do very well. I don't feel like they're losers at all. I don't think anyone's going to lose money on them. I'm just saying this fourth one is dynamite. So I'm hopefully, maybe if I can get it out there sooner, I will. But listen, that's all I have for today, guys. Keep trade safely, okay? Trade safely. Hopefully everyone makes a ton of money, and I'm gonna do the best I can to share information with you guys that will put that money in your pocket as well. All right, guys. So listen, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.